Hey friends, welcome back. So today I'm going to be trying out the Myfit Crown 2 liners in the Faction Plastiks. It's super early, it's like 6 a.m. Got a whole day planned with the family and only a couple hours to skate. So let's go ahead and get laced up, get to it, and we'll talk about how this experience is. So I do want to talk quick about why I wanted to try a different liner. So basically the Faction liner has packed out enough for my foot, starting to like move around inside the skate, causing it to rub a little bit and, getting a little more sloppiness. So, before I start modding the skate with 45 straps, which I'd have to go and buy one for, I wanted to just kind of run through the different liners I had. So, at home yesterday, I tried out like my Intuition liners, I tried out Second Skins, Recall liners, the Nomad liners, feel like there's a few more in there, but the Crown liners seem to fit the best. So I'm gonna go ahead and give these a shot and we'll see how it goes. All right, yeah, so one thing I want to mention too is today I'm just going to do a mini pipe session. And the reason for that is the gout in my toe returned. Same issue I had from Winter Clash this year. Basically, I get this crystal that builds up in the joint of my toe, causes it to inflame, super painful, and then it's bruised, for several weeks afterwards. The gout is gone, but my toe is still just a little tender. So I want to just minimize how much impact I'm taking on my foot. Yeah, so the way the liner was feeling inside the skate was very reminiscent of when I skated the them 909 Pat Ritters, and the Intuition liner broke in really well. This was before they created the Schmedium. But, feeling my foot moving around quite a bit in the skate with the stock liner that came with it. And, one thing I noticed with the Factions too is the shock absorber is pretty much the same material as that foam lining they put on the sole plate, so that's compressed as well. So I took out the King foam, put in just a dead shock absorber, with the Myfit crowns, and go ahead and see how that fits. Overall the shell reminds me a lot of how the Echo Verve fits, but the Faction is a little longer, but it does have a narrower toe box. So that was one of the things I was noticing yesterday, is like I had numerous liners that felt really good, but I was getting some tightness on my right foot just at that pinky toe area. So something I'm gonna play around with. But yeah, kind of wishing that the Faction had just like a little wider in the toe box, given that I'm most likely going to have to permanently swap out the liners. Yeah, so far these liners fill the shell a lot better. So far I do have them really broken in though from riding the Echoes. So, this should be about as packed in as they're going to get. The only thing is I kind of regret taking out the King foam insole and putting in the dead shock absorber, because it's really lifting my heel up. But I was worried that I was not going to have enough room in the toe box. So that's why I went with the heel. But I can tell, with my foot injury right now and picking up the heel a little bit, it's putting a lot more pressure on my foot, so I'm just feeling slightly off balance. So I'm probably not going to try any switch ups today, but definitely getting a good flavor for how these liners fit in the skate. All right, so one of the things I wanted to point out too is the Factions, I feel, is one of the tallest interior dimensions on a skate that I've ever skated. So that's kind of an interesting feeling, because even with the crown liners, I can feel my foot picking up a little, which is why I want to go back to the King Foam and just fill up some of that space. So one other thing I want to point out too is, even though the crown liner is like a little bit puffier of a liner, it has not impacted the flex on these skates at all for me. So I'm getting better fill in the shell and you know, maintaining that same flex, which I'm really enjoying. So hopefully that information is beneficial to everyone too. Oh, I'm sweating my ass off. All right, well, I'm out of time for today. You know, overall, not a bad session. I did lie about switch ups. I felt decent enough to try a couple, and you know, they're a little sketchy, but you know, I'll take it given feeling a little off balance and dealing with the toe injury. But you know, as far as the liners go, you know, pretty decent substitution. They tend to fill the skate shell, in my opinion, just a little better than the stock ones for the shape of my foot, which is basically flat and like on the brink of being considered wide. I am gonna switch out the dead shock absorber to, you know, the flat 3mm King Foam, and I think that'll help with some of my balance issues. But anyway, that wraps up today's session, and please let me know if you have any questions or comments. Do my best to answer them. Thanks all for checking in. We'll catch you next time.